Hello friends, I'm Dr. Kamaldeep. Welcome back to week 11 of our course on climate change and disaster risk management. In the last two units, we explored how information travels during disasters. First, through traditional media like radio and TV, and then through social media and digital platforms. Today, in unit 11.3, we turn to a very important question. What happens when communication doesn't reach everyone? Because even the best warning systems are useful only when people actually receive them. So, in a country as vast and as diverse as India, getting life saving information to every household, be it across the mountains, forests, islands, and hundreds of languages, it is not an easy task. But understanding these challenges is the first step towards solving them. So, let's begin. First, understand why communication fails during the disasters. So during normal times, communication may already be uneven. Some places might have full internet coverage, while others struggle with basic mobile signal. But during disasters, these weaknesses multiply. That's why disaster communication must always be people-centered. It should be simple, flexible, and designed to reach those who are hardest to reach. So now we must understand communication challenges in the remote and rural areas. So let's start with one of the biggest barriers, that is geography. India has mountain villages tucked away in the Himalayas, tribal communities deep inside the forests, island settlements in the Andamans and Lakshadweep, and desert hamlets that are spread across Rajasthan. So these are the areas that often face weak or at least no mobile networks. There is limited electricity, there is poor or no internet access, the low smartphone ownership could also be a reason, and most of these are difficult terrains. So these gaps can delay warnings, create blind spots for the rescue teams, and leave communities dependent only on the word of mouth information. So we must understand how these gaps affect the disaster response. So when communication fail, people may not be even evacuated on time. Rescue teams may not know where help is needed, and rumors can spread very quickly, and relief operations become slower and more chaotic. In short, lack of communication becomes a risk by itself. That's why India uses a mix of innovative solutions to reach the remote populations. So we must understand the solution that help bridge the remote and rural divide. So to overcome these challenges, authorities use creative combinations of technology and local networks. Some important tools include our satellite-based alerts, solar-powered community radios, loudspeakers and public announcements, drone-based information drops, and community volunteers. Now we must look at the challenges of multi-language communication. So as we all know, India has 22 official languages and thousands of dialects. In many areas, people understand only their local language, and they may not even understand Hindi or English at all. So that's why multilingual messaging is very essential. So what could be those common language barriers? So let's say the warnings in Hindi or English may not be even understood in the tribal or the southern regions. Dialects vary even within the same districts. Direct translations may lose meaning or sound very unnatural. Some people rely more on the spoken information than the text. So it's very important that we ensure that messages reach everyone. Effective multilingual communication includes translating the messages into local languages and dialects, using very simple and non-technical words, sharing voice announcements for low literacy groups, using pictograms, color codes and symbols, involving teachers, ASHA workers, panchayat members and local influencers as their translators. Let's say, for example, in Assam, flood warnings are issued in Assamese, Bodo, Bengali and tribal dialects. That helps ensure that no community is left behind. Now we must also understand the infrastructure gaps when system breaks down. This is the third big challenge, that is the infrastructure damage. Disasters often break the very systems that are needed to communicate. So what are these? Mobile towers fall during the cyclones, power lines snap during the storms, fiber optic cables get cut during the landslides, roads get blocked, preventing physical announcements, internet goes down for hours or even days. So when these systems fail, everything slows down. Now what happened? People cannot receive alerts, rescuers cannot coordinate, helpline numbers stop working. So how India strengthens its communications infrastructure? Now, in order to reduce all these risks, authorities must focus on cyclone resistant tower designs, solar powered communication units, satellite phones for emergency teams, backup generators, coastal radar systems, and regular maintenance in the high risk districts. Even these systems face challenges, but each improvement makes communication more resilient. Now, we must ensure inclusive communication for all to make sure such information reaches everyone regardless of language, location, or technology. India uses a multi channel approach, that is, radio plus TV plus SMS plus applications plus the use of social media, the loudspeakers, the volunteer networks, also school based awareness programs, mock drills in the villages and the towns, communication support for persons with the disabilities, and simple language and clear instructions. So friends, in this unit, we saw that communication challenges are not just technical problems, they are human problems. If a warning does not reach a remote village, a family cannot protect itself. If a message is shared only in one language, many people are left confused. If a storm knocks out mobile towers, rescuers lose valuable time. That's why building a strong, inclusive communication system is one of the most important parts of disaster risk management. And this brings us to an exciting place in our course. In week 12, we will shift our focus from challenges to opportunities. We will talk about careers in the field of climate change and disaster management, the skills needed, the organizations you can work with, and the ways you can contribute through innovation and lifelong learning. So stay with me as we take this final step together from understanding disasters to becoming a part of the solutions. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next session.